My name is Dale Miller, and I'm your new Oklahoma State record holder for the largemouth bass caught right here at Cedar Lake outside of Heavener, Oklahoma. Well, a few days ago, me and my brother were talking about coming fishing, and we were talking about coming down here to Cedar Lake to go fishing. And we'd talked about this in the past, and we just never have gotten down here to go. And I was talking to my neighbor, Josh Walls of Bass Fanatics, and asking him what we could use down here, and he said the umbrella rig was real good. And I told him I didn't have anything like that, and he loaned me his hog hunter rod and reel and all fixed up here to go fishing with. And so me and my brother, we came down here yesterday. We got here probably about 10 or 10:15. We got the boat in the water. We started over there and we kind of went around the edge toward the dam. We were fishing crankbaits and lipless crankbaits. Wasn't catching nothing, wasn't even getting any bites. And we got over to the other side of the dam part over there, and I started fishing with the Alabama rig. And my brother Vonnie, he was fishing with the rig also. But he put his down and started using a crankbait again, and we got to that far side, and I was still using this Alabama rig here that Josh loaned me. 7'11" heavy action hog hunter rod, made by a personal friend of Josh's over in Charleston. This is a Rebo reel made by Abu Garcia. It's got 65-pound braided nylon or braided line on it. This is a Alabama rig that Josh added the spinner blades to it to give it some extra flash. And these are just, I guess you just call them what, mud minnows or something put on the end here. And sure enough, I felt something bump that thing after we'd been here about 15 or 20 minutes fishing. And I set the hook and I told my brother, I said, you know, you're gonna have to come help me with this. And he said, you ain't got no fish on there, what are you talking about? And he moved the boat about 10 foot, and I was still trying to reel this fish in, you know, and I kept telling Bonnie, I said, you're gonna have to help me, this ain't working out. And he started laughing, and the fish come from the other side of the boat, come behind the boat to where he could see it. And my legs was shaking and nervous, and I couldn't even hardly stand up. I thought I was going to fall in the water there for a minute. And Bonnie seen what was going on, and he just dropped his rod, you know, and he said, I'll be right there. And he said, hold the fish, don't let her jump. And I said, well, I can't keep that from happening. And he said, well, just be still, don't move. And I said, I ain't going to move. If I do, I'll fall in the water. And he reached down and lifted her out of the water into the boat, and we both about passed out when we seen how big this fish was. It was huge. And we just had a great time. And then Bonnie, for some reason, we stopped at Walmart yesterday morning and bought a set of scales just to see if we could catch something worth putting on the scales. And he grabbed the scales and he said, this fish weighs 15 pounds. He said, now what are we going to do? And I said, I don't know what we're going to do. And he said, we got to get the boat to the bank right now. We got to call somebody. I said, who are we going to call? And he said, call Josh. He'll know what to do. And I said, okay, we'll call Josh, you know. And so finally I got the wildlife department on the phone, and they wanted me to take it to Higgins, to the wildlife conservation office, to get it verified and weighed. And John West, he met us over there and had a tank set up and everything. And it was pretty nice. He weighed it in and we verified it. It weighed 14 pounds, 13.7 ounces. It was 26 1/8 inches long. The girth was 23 inches around. It was just a beautiful fish. And I thought about it for quite a while last night and this morning and stuff. And I just think that putting her back in the lake so that she can spawn one more time maybe and put a good, you know, strain of fish out there for someone else to catch. They've been lots of different options, you know, that people's presented to me, and I just think I've always been a firm believer putting the fish back in the water so somebody else will have a good time catching her too, you know. And sure, I mean, there's times that people catch fish and try to take them home and have them mounted, but a lot of times that don't work out. They die before they get them to where they need to go. So I'd rather see her be out here in the water and spawn again. I was just excited to catch a big fish. That's the biggest fish I ever caught in my life, and I didn't have no idea it would be a state record. And when somebody, well, when John says, yep, that's a state record, it's just like, whew, I like passed out right there in his office. I just, you know, it was exciting, real exciting.